here's what I need to do. Like this. Because that's analytics. That's analytics. Well, that's nice. What's up, guys? So I'm trying out this mic. I have my other like normal mic like ready to go if this one sucks, but I've been told that the audio is pretty good with this mic, and it kind of like keeps the whole big mic out of my face. So what do you guys think? Does it sound like, can you hear me? Like not, I mean, I'm sure you can hear me, but like, is it like, is the audio good? I guess is the question. What's up? Race and Joffin, the Weekend DIYer. I love that name. It's so funny. I always had said, hold on a sec. I'd always said after I started my channel and everything, I really kind of wish that I named my channel Pockets Full of Sawdust, because like I just, with doing the power carving and everything, like I'll come in and I literally just have pockets full of sawdust. So I later learned that there's a guy on Instagram called Pockets Full of Sawdust. So I couldn't have done that anyway, but I just always thought it'd be a cool name. Sounds mono. I don't know. It looks mono. Let me see if I can change that. Properties. Now that you say that, it does look like it's only popping on one thing. Let me get in here real quick and see if I can figure out how to change that. And I may need to switch over to the other mic if it's going to sound wonky. I don't really want to deal with it right now. What's up, cats? That is not letting me do crap. Settings. Let me see if I can run it audio through here. No. It should be stereo. Why are you not stereo? Huh. Okay, let's see. Let me try one thing real quick. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I can never find this stuff out until I actually have you guys on. So, let me check this real quick. Rid of you. Remove. Add this. Audio input device. Mic. Oh, helps if you spell it right. Let's see. We want that. Okay, how about now? That's still mono. What is that about? Huh. Why am I in mono? I'm wondering if I hit something on accident. How about now? Oh, gotta turn on. How about now? Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm in stereo now. All right, one sec. All right, and there we go. Is that better? That's not. I'm not in mono now, right? Let's see. Cats, man. So let's see who is in here. What's up, Omar? What's up, brother? Gats, Moises, Richard. What's up, broski? Let's see, Mike. Mount 285 coming out. Excellent. Hey, what's up, Richard? How's the crotch of my crotch of Texas is not happy. I can tell you that much. Let's see. Omar, about some folk art dye. Hoping to make a costume. I wish you could help. Well, Omar, like, what do you want to know? Also, I didn't get a ton of questions beforehand. So if you guys have them, like, Light them up. Excellent. What's up, Melissa? If I'm missing people, I apologize. You guys are coming in hot. Okay. So the lav mic works for. So I used that on like a conference call to Google, and before you're like all impressed and stuff, I'm like in a focus group on like the. Actually, I can't remember what it was. What was it? Oh, the new intro screens and like when you're becoming monetized. Somebody had. Well, actually, one of the questions I have. Um, or the question I have is kind of talking about like tips for getting started in YouTube and things like that, which I'm going to get into in a minute. But I was talking to them and they said it's not great. My favorite whiskey is Bullet. I actually finally got a chance to get some. And I'm gonna start belching now because there's 8. I finally got a chance to try some. I'm totally blanking on the name. Some Blantons. I hadn't been able to find Blantons anywhere, and when I did find Blantons, it was super expensive. My wife went out. Oh, my wife, excuse me. My wife and I went out to a restaurant called Whiskey Cake. If you guys have never been, I don't know if it's a chain. I know there's more than one here in Houston, but they have what they call a whiskey Bible, and it is just they've like behind the bar is probably like 7 or 8 levels of just different kinds of whiskey. Anyway, I tried Blanton's, and I don't know if it was just like I've heard so much hype about it. It didn't live up to the hype, man. It was just okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. I would drink it again. I wouldn't pay $130 a bottle for it. Okay, yeah. um, okay, and is good. And now it's more equalized. I'm gonna say one step stronger. Yeah, I think it was carrying over the other side because when I looked up, it was really only playing on one channel. What's up, Derek? Wait, Melissa, like a blowtorch. What? I missed something? No, you existed before I left San Antonio. Thanks, Richard. You want to make it like a puzzle with 2 of our scraps? Do I glue them up before you burn it or after? No. Okay. If you're going to dye it, I would burn it, scrape it, and then put it together. So you're just going to use the 2 bys as the pieces, right? The Weekend DIYer. Are you on Instagram? Oh yeah. All right, Melissa. Gotcha. Let's see. Um, yeah, Ian, that was definitely a video where having the right tool for the job was key. Trying to do that by hand sucked. It was bad. Let's see. JW Black Label. Nice. Used to be a big Doers guy, and then I actually used to be a big Scotch guy, and this is gonna sound stupid, but and then I discovered I just don't like Scotch as much as I like whiskey. And see, my only exposure to whiskey had been like Jack Daniels and Jim Beam, which honestly, now that I've had a lot of whiskeys, they're not that bad. They're not great. They're kind of one note, but that was my full exposure. And then again, the scotches have like different notes and things like that. But then I started getting back into more whiskeys, and I think scotches are a little light for me, just personal taste. Um, Mike, there's nothing wrong with Crown, baby. But check out they have some like selects and stuff that are really good. Now, if you're like me, like I like Bullet. Well, I like Bullet. I really just like the taste of Bullet, but I drink Bullet more often than anything because it's cheaper than a lot of the whiskeys I would buy. If I had it to do all day long, I would probably drink a lot of Blacken, the Metallica's whiskey. It's really good. TX whiskey is really good. If you guys live in Texas, try TX whiskey. It's got like a vanilla note to it. So it's really unique tasting. It tends to play well with the ladies a little bit because it's got less of a bite, but it's delicious. So you're burning or you're lasering stuff, man. Mm-hmm. I the voices I've grown to like. I used to always say I didn't like Jack Daniels because I didn't like sour mash, but as I've gone back and tried Jack Daniels again, it's actually not nearly as bad as I remember it being. I think I just didn't have the taste for it. What am I going to build next? Well, I have had a project kind of going on that is taking, well, so let's put it this way. First, I had two like major league kind of failures happen, which is why I haven't put out a video in a while. And I'll get to that in a second. But what I'm working on right now is it's shop furniture. It's a sanding station. I want to have one place to put like uh, my belt sander, it's slipping my mind. I just bought it. Um, my oscillating spindle sander, and then like I want to have some shelving and like a cabinet underneath to have like hold all my other like my orbital my random orbit sander, and then I think I'm going to put the planer on the other side. So I've just run into a couple problems with that. Not problems, but like I spray painted the thing and I used cheap spray paint. Don't ever use cheap spray paint, by the way. I was just in a hurry and it didn't take, so I had to sand it back down and spray it again. It's a big pain in the ass. Um, that is what I'm working on. That video should come out like Tuesday. What is Clive's? Ford girl, don't get me started. Look. How's that? Mm-hmm. You should know by now. I don't care. Although I would say I get a lot of comments from guys on like my hair, like nice hair or whatever, and I'm just like, if that's the thing you're focusing on the video, man, I don't know what you're looking for. Moist says the best whiskey to smoke is cheap because that smoke adds like an extra layer of flavor to it. So I wouldn't take something that already has like a good bold taste that you really like and smoke it because I think it would kind of like maybe take away from it. But if you take like just like your like a well, I almost said Johnny Walker. I've done it with Jim Beam. It works really well with Jim Beam. And actually, in the video, I smoked a Scotch. I did smoke Johnny Walker. I guess that's why I was thinking that. Penlands, amazing. Gotcha. Um, I totally lost my train of thought. Smoking whiskey. So, what I found is I like personally to smoke uh, whiskey with hickory, and I'm super fortunate to have a fan who like gets cutoffs from a sawmill, and so every once in a while she sends me just these blocks of hickory that I can use to smoke with because that's amazing. Um, and I usually use, I mean, honestly, a lot of times I will smoke bullet because I have it handy. But yeah, it's usually like if I have something kind of cheaper laying around. I do get Glen Morange. I can never pronounce that. Yes, Ian, we do get it in the States. I think Jack, like, no, Jack for sure. Oh yeah, there's four of them that my dog keeps eating. I had to like spray some stuff on them to make them stop. There's stuff out there. It's what is that? It's like sour apple or something or another. Let's see, Firefly bourbon ball for what? I don't know what Firefly bourbon ball is. Um, time in the game for the players. Thiep. What are you talking about? Are you singing? Um, Patriot, no worries, man. We're we're kind of laid back here. We're just drinking some whiskey and BSing. Building a soccer ball field for my daughter's team. Wow. Yeah, I think you're the only one that asked a question, so I was going to get to that in a minute. Uh, Basil's good, man. No, see, I like me a little basil. Hmm. It's Alabama. Hmm. I have to check that out. Did did Weekend DIY guy answer my question? Weekend DIY guy, if you're still here, are you on Instagram? Man, like since the lockdown, I've been cutting my own hair. So if I don't cut, like I just shave the sides and just leave the top long. Oh my goodness, isn't there? Let's see. What would be the next big purchase tool you'd want to buy? Why? What does it do? Um, okay, so I don't know if you guys have noticed recently. I have bought a bunch of tools recently. The reason I've done that is in part from my Patreon members, but also, um, and I just like we're gonna say this real fast, and we're not gonna discuss it. But my father passed away in December, and he left me some inheritance money, so I figured I would put that back into the business. So I've been buying a lot of stuff lately. The big purchase tool I would want to buy is a Lichtenberg machine or a Lichtenberg burner. That's what makes those kind of it burns the wood with electricity and it makes it look like kind of like lightning or like a tree branch. And I found a guy. So most of mainly people build these themselves and they can be super dangerous because you're basically having like current, on this end and this end, and you put it on the wood and the current tries to make it, arc in between it. Excuse me. Telling you after dinner. Um, and people make them themselves, and if you don't know what you're doing and you're not, you don't ground yourself and whatnot, they can stop your heart. I mean, you can send a current through your heart. I recently found a company. I cannot remember the name off the top of my hand, but if anybody wants to know it, email me and I will pass on the information. Who the guy builds his own Lichtenberg machines, but they're OSHA certified. OSHA like contacted him and like I think he sent in for a patent. OSHA contacted him and said like what uh, like can we see your schematic for it? Excuse me. Too much cocaine. Totally kidding. Don't do drugs, kids. Uh, OSHA contacted him, wanted to see the schematic for it. He sent it to him, and they sent it back and said, "Thanks for saving lives." So that would be my next purchase because I like to burn things. Is why, Melissa? Oh yeah, we got a little Cupcake Army shirt on, guys. If you don't know what the Cupcake if you don't know what the Cupcake Army is, you're not following me on Instagram stories. And now that these have been printed once, hopefully they don't take so long. I ordered this is Derek's design. He won the contest, so he got a free shirt. So I ordered myself a shirt and him a shirt, and what it took like a month and a half or something for him to come in. Ridiculous. Yeah, but you should definitely go to the store and buy one. If it's not on the merch shelf, I think it's on the merch shelf, isn't it? Didn't I put everything on the merch shelf, Derek? Okay, guys. So here, can I pin something in here? I can't pin something in here, can I? I My email address is nick@builddadbuild.com. Should be pretty easy to remember. If you're giving me a whiskey suggestion, please email it to me. I know she likes to use stone boat, clear coat. Uh, so, so Omar, that's exactly why I like to use the Halcyon, because it doesn't yellow. I've had a table. The Punisher table's been outside now. It hasn't been in direct sunlight, but it's been outside in Texas for a year now, I think, and it's still clear. The other thing about it is that we it has it's hard, but You know what? I'm totally lying to you. Do not totally scratch that. I put epoxy on that table. Um, but I have used it on outdoor stuff, and it's worked fine. Like the outdoor chairs I did, those have halcyon on. It was, shit, this one either. I didn't find halcyon until later. They like sent me a sample of it, and I used it. Anyway, everything I've used like has been fine out in the weather. And now that I'm trying to recall, I don't have anything that's been out in the weather for more than about 6 months, probably. But it's UV resistant. It's water based, so it's a lot easier to deal with. It you it'll dry in an hour, so you can do like multiple coats in a day really easy. And also it's hard, but it has a little bit of elasticity to it too. So if you have something outside that is going to shift because of temperature or moisture or something like that, it will actually shift with it. It's made for boats, so I trust it on my yard furniture. Nano Reaper, email me. Patriot. All right, on it. Oh, larceny. Dallas, so good. Um, let's see, Richard. He said yes. Oh, he did say yes. Okay, so we can DIY her. Shit, I forgot it now. It, uh, DM me on Instagram. Build that build. Just because I have a worker, I have a Houston makers group thread on there, and I can add you to it. Anybody else that's in Houston, if you want to be on there, let me know. If you're a maker, if not, it's gonna be really it might be really boring because we just talk about building stuff and like, hey, like I need help with this and whatnot. Dallas, love the Craig jig. However, when you say Craig jig, I'm assuming you're talking about the pocket hole jig. So I'm gonna assume you're talking about the pocket hole jig. I'm gonna talk about the pocket hole jig. If you're talking about a different jig, let me know. I love it. However, Armor Tools has a similar pocket hole jig, and it has just a couple of like upgrades to it that just make it like things that make sense. Like the height of it is the height of a 2x4. So when you put material, like if you have a long piece of material and you need to set it on like on the side, if you use the Craig jig, I think it's like an inch, which is it's pretty standard measurement, except when you come to like dimensional lumber, and then it's not, because like an inch, a 1x is actually 3/4, right? So it's really hard to get something to balance on there. Whereas you can just put a 2x4 right up next to it, and it just sits right on there. Now, and the other thing is their pocket hole screws are color coded. So whatever depth you set it to, you look on the side. If it's orange, then you just go buy the orange screws. So if you're talking about pocket hole jigs, and also the guy that started Armor Tools was actually one of the inventors of the Craig jig, or like a development guy on the development team. So he took some of the stuff that he wanted to do that they're like didn't, it wasn't in their business plan, and implemented his own stuff. Real nice guy too. Now, if you're talking about something else, Dallas, let me know, and I will address that. Rum? Oh, I thought you said rum moonshine. I was like, that almost sounds delicious. Um, Moises, if you, damn it. Let's see. If you do the lawn chairs, you can totally get away with using one by material for like the back and stuff like that. It'll make it a little lighter. I was trying to make it really accessible, but if you have the extra, $10 or $20 to spend, I would make the back pieces, and probably even the slats for the butt, unless you're putting a lot of weight on it. I'd make them out of one by, because they're really heavy. Have you done any more camping chairs? I have not, Ian. I will. What's up, Bobo? I will do some more Viking chairs. I just, in order for me to do a video, it's got to be a cool design. I haven't really, nothing's really stuck out. People are like, yeah, do a Punisher one, and I will. I try to, and I know I haven't done anything Punisher in a while, but I try not to do. I don't want to be the Punisher guy. So I try to avoid doing that too much. Um, so when I do it, they'll have different designs. If you guys have ideas for designs, um, like email them to me. And I may just do one where I'm like, hey, go check out the other video, and then I may just do like a video. Oh, sorry, that was loud. I may just do a video of me just doing different designs on the backs, and then it would just be pretty much me carving the entire time, and then the results at the end. Okay, weekend DIYer. Just if you are a weekend DIYer, man, let me know, and I will get you added to the deal if you live in Houston. Um, well, good, Richard. That's why we like it. I haven't seen this. Let's see. So don't ask me why I know this, but in Long Island, there's a bar where you can go to, and if you order a Long Island tea, and like give them the secret handshake or wink wink or whatever, they rim the glass with cocaine. I don't ever want to do that again. I like to burn things. Let's see. I know it is the 21st century. No on Instagram. No worries, man. Drop me a line. Derek, yes. Well, so Derek, I put everything in the store. I can't remember because there's a delay on me being able to put it like on the merch shelf, so it's on all the videos. All right, take it easy, Richard. I feel like I might have he already might have already left because okay. Um, there's a delay before I can put it like in the on the merch shelf for the video, so I just want to make sure it's there. Remind me to do that. Very good, Ford girl. That's a good shirt. I like that shirt. Actually, the shirt that surprises me that does not sell is the Maker AF shirt. I thought people would like go ape shit for that shirt, and I think I've sold maybe three or four of them. Cheers. Moises, I do not sell. Well, I don't. I don't sell things really. I will on occasion do commission pieces, um, but it depends. Like I don't have an Etsy store or anything. If I find something, oh, thanks, Airborne Man. Thank you. Super awesome. Um, let's see. I totally lost what I was saying now. I do not sell the flags. Uh, if I could find something that I could produce like fast and a lot of them, I'd sell them. But like I can't make I can't make the same thing over and over and make it videos very well. So kind of sucks. Um, but I do, like I said, I take commissions. So sometimes I build stuff. Like I had a guy that wanted me just to burn some boards for the bed of his truck. So I gave him a price and he accepted it and I did. Let's see, NanoRaver not using now. Damn, NanoRaver. Hiding. I'm sorry, I'm reading. Um, I have thought about like a CNC or like an X carve. The thing is, I really like carving with my hands. Like to me, there's just something, and I realize like you could do amazing stuff with the CNC. But the fact that like I carve really distinct, nicely lined letters by hand, like at the end of that, like I feel better than if I had like done that. I feel like I feel like I have a better sense of accomplishment than if I'd done it with a computer. And don't get me wrong, I know it is not easy to work with a CNC. Like there's definitely like work involved. Thanks, Omar. What's up, Patrick's? Sent you a DM. I will absolutely add you to the group, man. After burning and brushing, how smooth is wood? Zach, the am I back? All of a sudden, it just popped up and said I was offline. I think I'm back. So, Zach, after burning and brushing, the wood is pretty smooth. I don't do any sanding after that. And honestly, if you brush it with the nylon brushes too long, it'll actually burnish the wood, and then it won't like take stains and stuff like that. Nano Reaper, I've actually heard of that. I was a bartender for a long time. I never did that, but I bartended for a long time. Um, Dude, that was a that was a bad night. Let's see, Rick, what's up, man? Work's awesome. Haven't turned on dead yet. Totally cracked, baby. Damn. Yeah, and that's the reason, Rick, and that's the reason I haven't built one yet. And honestly, like I'm pretty good, like with wiring stuff and electricity and things like that. But it still scares the shit out of me. I mean, it's like it's invisible and it can kill you. And the fact that this guy makes them and they're like supposed to be super safe, really cool. Airborne. Never give up, never surrender. You're cracking me up, man. Again, thanks for the donation, man. I appreciate that. Dallas, you definitely inspire me to get into more woodworking. Yeah, absolutely. It's the only thing that keeps me sane. I'll probably do like another. I will probably do kind of another, like. It'll still be a build video, but I'll probably do another depression video here soon because, man, I know everybody's going through some shit with the pandemic and whatnot. Um, and you know what? People ask me where I got that shirt, and I can't find it anymore. Like I bought it on Amazon, but I can't find that particular shirt that's got her with like the sword and everything. Like I can't find it anymore. Somebody needs to remake that shirt so I could sell them. I didn't. I didn't leave. It just all of a sudden it popped up and it said you're offline, and I'm like looking at my computer and it says I'm online. So I don't know what happened. Derek, I will eventually build one because I have to do that. But honestly, so I reached out to that guy, and I told him to send me one. I put it in my videos. I have not heard back. But it's also like a mom and pop shop that's like in like that's someplace in Arkansas. So who knows? Okay, so let me before. What's up, Vince? Cracking me up. Not much, man. Cheers. Cheers to everyone here. So I will talk about my two failures, and then we will get to Patriot's question. So the first failure was kind of like a whatever type deal. I know, Brian. I'm like fingers crossed. I feel like that 50. I gotta hit the 50. It hasn't really like ever since I hit 10. 10 was really cool, and then like 25 was cool, and then like, you know what I mean. And so then it's like 50. Although I'm worried that like after 50, it's just gonna be 100. Like it's not even gonna be like 60. It's gonna be like no, it's gonna be 100. Gotta get that silver play button. Okay, so my first failure was it was gonna be kind of a joke project anyway. So I didn't pursue it too long because it just didn't work. Basically, my brother wanted me to make him a ring out of Purple Heart, so I did another video where I made a ring, but I was like, man, that's kind of boring because it's kind of I followed the same process I did in my other ring video. I just made it out of a different material, and since I've updated some of my tools, like I got to do it on a drill press instead of having my drill out and stuff like that. But it wasn't like a whole lot of new information. But what I thought would be really cool is my brother always talks about how like hard Purple Heart is. So I, de- I decided to make a set of like a knuckle duster out of Purple Heart and like brass knuckles, but out of wood. And I thought it'd be funny because I figured, it's obviously not that hard and it'd be really thin wood, so I'd like whack something with it and it would break when I did it. But it was so Purple Heart is really dense, and that's what makes it hard. But it's like really brittle. So I turned like two or three of them just blew up in my hand. And after the third one, I was like, you know what? I'm done. Like if that would have been something that I was making for a reason other than just a video, I might have tried to do it again. But it was just it just started pissing me off. And like I said, it was going to be kind of a joke video anyway. It probably wouldn't have done very well. So that was my first fail. My second fail is just driving me nuts. Moises, thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you. Um, my second failure, I will still make the video. I was going to make an epoxy lamp, and what I wanted to do is take two pieces of 4x4, cut it in half, and then burn the ends. And then I was going to put lights inside it and put like some orangish red epoxy in there. But I want like the blinky lights, like the fairy lights or whatever. And I wanted to make it look like it's kind of burning in the middle, and then you see the burn going out of the wood. And I had several mold failures that I would have kept working on it. I actually ran out of epoxy, so I had to order more epoxy. So I will still be making that video. It will still happen, but that has also delayed me. Absolutely, Joe. Hey, Jay, man, crazy. Can I work when it's 90 plus in the garage? Okay, so let's just talk about that today. If y'all haven't seen my Instagram stories, one of the utility guys came by and opened up the I want to say y'all call it a fire plug, but it's a fire hydrant. And it was spraying out in the street, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go jump in there. And then so I walked over there, and the guy was like, "You can't get in that, sir." Jackass. But man, so the way I work in the shop is I literally two things. One, I have a big fan that I went out and bought that I just carry around with me, and the only time I don't have that on is when I'm recording audio because you can hear it in the background. It's just white noise, or it's just noise. And I take more breaks. So we have a puppy. Sugi, I don't know where she is. You probably hear her barking. And Sugi's really helping right now because Sugi's still kind of chewing on stuff, and she can't be like left alone in the house for long periods of time. So I take my breaks when I gotta go check on Sugi moment. So that's how I do it. It does. I am a little slower now. I've noticed that like my production is definitely kind of like gone down a little bit because like I gotta hydrate and I've gotta cool off and sometimes man it just kind of sucks to be like out there working in like especially when I'm brushing ash, that stuff just gets stuck all over you. It's so nasty. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I had somebody reach out to me like really early on, and they were offering like this kind of like it was a combination like portable air conditioner and like filter type system that you would put in like a shop or something. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'll totally do it. And like I was small enough then that I was like, just send me a unit. I won't even like you don't have to pay me. And then and then the guy, so I responded to him and he never answered me, and so I sent him one more email. I think he realized that he emailed me not realizing how big my channel was because I think he saw I had one video blow up and put me over 10,000. So I was like 12,000 in or something. It was not a very big channel, but I had one video that was super huge for that time, and I think he saw the numbers on that channel because it was probably at 100 200,000 at that point. and I think he thought I was pulling that on every video. And so I emailed him one more time. He never responded, so I'm assuming that was just a mistake. But I was like, yes, send me that thing. Okay, so that was the two failures, I guess. I hate to call them failures. Like one, I just gave up on because it was kind of pointless for me to pursue. I thought the other one will still get done, but I don't like failing at a project or failing at doing a part of the project. None of that bothers me. What bothers me is the wasting of my time. So like if I screw up, that's a little bit more acceptable than like let's take the spray paint for example. I went out and I bought the $3 can of spray paint instead of the $5 can of spray paint because it is a piece of shop furniture, and I didn't think it was going to be a big deal to use the $3 can of spray paint. So I bought 3 of them because I knew it was going to be more. You know, I mean, knew it was going to take more because it was cheap spray paint. I spray painted the thing. I came out the next day. What's up, Mike? And I could literally like brush my hand off across the table, and like just the black just would wipe down all the way to the plywood. So not only did that waste my time, but me being a cheap ass and going out and buying cheap spray paint, then I had to go buy expensive spray paint, which made the whole which totally made. I'm sorry, my kids are fucking off or something. Excuse me. First F-bomb of the night. You're welcome. But it made the spray paint, the value of the spray paint go way up too. Hey T, come here, baby. The kids are gonna say goodnight. Come here. So Tommy doesn't normally like to be on camera, so that's kind of weird. Oh, Ozzy's all over it. Can you say goodnight, cupcakes? No.
Daddy.
Yes.
Ozzy stretched my leg out and then I bumped to
Oh wow.
I said sorry and we talked about it. Why is the stuff going boo 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 boo?
Well, you're going woo woo woo. Oh, you're talking about this? That's just tracking how many people watch. Oh, okay. So you hug, kiss. All right, you sir. All right, we gotta show you off first. Hugging and kissing, we gotta show you off first. Okay, so check this out. I accidentally ordered a small in this shirt, and so I'll stand up. So it's Ozzy's night shirt. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, all right, hug.
Mommy,
Daddy.
Daddy, is that a cave?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You need to go to bed.
Is that a cave?
Is this a cave?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's an analytic.
What is it doing?
We'll talk about analytics tomorrow. Okay, buddy? Now you gotta go sleep. Yes?
Can someone
1 second.
tuck me in?
Mommy's gonna have to tuck you in. Okay?
I want to give you a scratch on the back.
You gonna give me a scratch on the back? Alright, bud. Oh. Okay, bud.
Mommy, can you tuck me in?
Thank you. That was fantastic. Alright, buddy. Sleep tight. The juggernaut is here. Yeah, so they'll do anything to stay up a little longer, including give Daddy a back scratch. That is the most violent back scratch I got in a while. Okay, so we are talking about Patriots question, which I left over here. So his question was, what project did you do that created the buzz and helped you grow your channel? What advice would you give someone trying to grow their channel? Okay, so sorry, I'm like pounding water for hours after being in the shop. Okay, so I had one video, my first How to Shishigi Bomb video, just blow up, man. And to this date, I don't know why. I've tried to do other videos, like that video is at like 1,000,003 or 1,000,004 now, um, and I go back and I look at that video and I don't quite understand why it was such a big deal, except maybe the thumbnail, because it's the first time I did like a white Shishugibon. It's a sun bleached, and the biggest question I get on that video is what stain is the white, which is in the description, by the way. So always check that before you ask. But by far, that's the biggest question I get. So the only thing I can think of is that maybe that thumbnail is so eye catching that made it so big. But I went from at that point I had like 200 subscribers maybe. I went from gaining about, I don't know, 10, let's say like something like 10 to 50 subscribers a month to getting like 200 or 300 a day. Just it was crazy. And I didn't have any idea what was going on, and it just blew up. And then like my next two videos didn't do anything, so it had nothing to do with like, everybody's like, oh hey man, every once in a while YouTube just picks you up and blah blah blah. I don't think that was it. So I don't know exactly why that video took off so well. And honestly, those videos do well, but not one of them is done as well as that one. So I wouldn't say like, well, I would say this. I would say do something, do something really well. Just take a topic that isn't covered a whole lot, and it can be any portion of woodworking or making. It's just like make sure that it doesn't have like, there's not a ton of videos out there already, because there's Shishugibon videos out there. I mean, like that's how I learn. Um, and Sorry, I totally got distracted. Uh, and then I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, there's Shishugibon videos out there. But I just sat down and I was like, okay, well, let me break this down. Let me like, this is how this is my process. And honestly, that video was as much for me as it was for everybody else. I kind of was like, okay, I want to like outline exactly how I do this, right? Like, what's the process and things. And even in that video, like I've grown in knowledge about Shishugibon so much since that video. So like I did an updated one for 2020, and it just doesn't have the same kind of numbers as that one did. It didn't blow up like that. So I don't have a good one for you. Like I don't like, you've got to. Everybody says this. You got to find something that the audience wants and give it to them. But finding that thing, like I think if you can talk intelligently about something that not a whole lot of other people know about, I think that's where you start. And then it doesn't hurt if you involve like maybe fire and booze. I would say guns, but that'll just get you banned. Okay, let's see. Valentine, what'd you miss? What's the best power tool to start off with when starting out doing woodworking? Ian, I have to ask this question before I answer that. What's the first thing you want to make? Because that changes. That would vary my answer. All right, guys. I don't have too much more. If there's anybody, if there's any patrons in here, you should have received your package by now. I sent you out Shop Gremlin and, I sent you out Shop Gremlin, and then I realized, and I'm so mad about this. If you guys aren't familiar with my Patreon page, it's patreon.com/build.build. But there's different tiers. There's a $3 tier, a $5 tier, a $15 tier, and a $30 tier. And originally, I had made the $30 tier the only one that got t-shirts, and I think like last minute changed it so the $15 one would get t-shirts too. and I forgot. So I only have I have two $30 patrons, and one of them is my father-in-law. So I wasn't really like, I didn't feel like I was under the gun to make these shirts. And then I realized like a couple of days ago that like I gotta get a bunch of shirts out to people. So I have to first come up with a design that's going to be a patron exclusive. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'll do like a patron exclusive. Patreon. If you have any other questions like specific to YouTube, email me at nick@builddadbuild.com or DM me on Instagram. If it's like a specific thing that I didn't answer there. Um, let's see. I was talking about power tools and then I totally got sidetracked. Oh, anyway, so I've got to make this shirt, and I'm just telling you that I'm a complete moron. But if you join Patreon now, I'm more on the ball. You also get an extra one of these because I do a Patreon only one. So and that one that one is like intimate enough to where you can ask me a question and I can like expound on it because there's not so many people in there. Best power tool. Let's see. You're gonna start out with a bench, like your Wham one. The first power tool you want is going to be a circular saw, like a, it doesn't have to be crazy or anything like that, but circular saw to get your lumber down to size. And then if you don't own a drill, and I say that because like, let me finish my thought and then I will go back to the drill thing. Uh, um, so you can cut your lumber down, and then you can assemble the bench. And if you don't own a drill, you could always kind of modify it a little bit, so you could like even hammer it in with nails. Um, and so the reason I kind of stopped there is I was gonna say like, see, to me, like I grew up like everyone in my family owned a drill and stuff. Like, everybody wasn't like a woodworker, but like we owned a basic set of tools. And so I just grew up thinking that was the way it was. And then I was like shocked that that not everybody just has like a toolbox in their closet, or in their garage. So I didn't want to assume that you like own a power drill, but like, see, to me, I'm like, everybody should own a power drill. There's even if you're not doing woodworking or anything, you should own a power drill. Like, how do you hang pictures for the wife or the husband? Um, okay. And that's kind of what started the channel too. Was I've always been able to build stuff, and not super well. I just, it's like I could build things out of necessity. So like I used to always build shop furniture and nothing fancy. I definitely makes like, well, I say fancier now, but like better quality stuff than I did. But like I put I build like I need a workbench, so I build a workbench. Um, my wife and I used to like have a lot of like backyard patio parties before we had kids, and we had bought this like cheesy table from Walmart, and it started falling apart. So I built a table out of pallets. I mean, like I'd always done that stuff, but I really came from the mindset that like everybody can do this. And then it was a huge shock when I found out. It wasn't a huge shock, but then like when I realized that like a lot of people didn't grow up with a power drill in their closet, that I could be of assistance in the building of things that aren't quite perfect. What were you fixing with a crescent wrench? That's what I want to know. Sticky pads. Killing me. So I just picked up a die grinder, and if you don't know what a die grinder is, don't feel bad because I didn't know what a die grinder was until about 6 months ago, because I guess a lot of like they're used a lot in like mechanic shops, like auto related stuff, but power carvers use them as a carving tool. And ever since I saw one, I wanted one, and so I bought one. And as I was brushing some boards today, I was like, you know what? I wonder if I put this disc on there because I bought a cordless one, so it's a little easier to handle than my drill with the flex shaft to it. So I didn't do it today because I was running behind, but I'm gonna put that booger on there and see if I like, especially like it'd be a lot easier to maneuver around stuff. Oh, I'm kind of into it now. Well, let's. So Derek, this is my family's like old school. So it's um, if you needed to tighten something, somebody would be like, "Hey, you got any dikes?" Um, but you know, and I'm trying to think of what the other one is. There's another one that my mom says. So my grandfather's a woodworker. So he kind of um, BB7. Yeah, that kind of happens, man. I get excuse me. I get requests for him quite a lot, but honestly, I refer him out. If Mike's still in here, Mike Becker, I actually refer to him a lot because because he does quality stuff, and I don't really have time. Like, it's it's kind of hard to say this because okay, I don't I don't make a ton of money from YouTube, right? Like my wife supports my YouTube habit right now, but I have a lot of like behind the scenes stuff going on, um, and to try to build a business, and I'm talking to different sponsors and things like that, and eventually, um, I'll get to the point where it's making more money. My time is worth more than the money that people want to pay me for some things. So, like when somebody requests a flag, if I was if I was just if I was just a hobbyist and it was something I did on the weekends, yeah, man, I'd be cranking out flags. But I'm trying to build something like kind of a little bigger than that, um, and to stop and make a bunch of flags while it would generate money like on the short term, it would kind of hurt my growth and my business plan going forward, if that makes any sense. Now, that being said, if you want to start a career on YouTube, make a bunch of flags first. Because I totally jumped on this thing full time, way prematurely. But I had some health issues, and we kind of determined that my day job that I had then was affecting those. So here I am, and don't get me wrong, I love what I do, but I make about a sixth of what I did when I was working a desk job. That will change. It goes up every day, but right now it is not. It's not the easiest thing to do. So um, I remember. Oh, what was the name of it? Work life balance was a talk that I went to WorkbenchCon 2 years ago, and basically it was like it was kind of like one of those like, hey, listen, if you're really passionate about this, do this, but if you're not, don't, because like it's a ton of work and the payoff does not happen for a long time. Um, Now I say that, and I'll tell you what my biggest payoff is. Okay, so you know what? I would love to make a bunch of money on YouTube. Um, and so don't get me wrong. Like I'm trying, like everything. Like the merch is there to support the business, and Patreon's there to support the business. And uh, like the referral links are there to. Well, actually, I'm spinning in YouTube, so I don't know if you can hear me. So I'm gonna hold for just a sec. If I'm just sitting there and you're seeing this, I apologize. Knew it. think I'm bad. Bad? I think I'm back. It's so weird. Like everyone says, just like you're offline, but it says excellent connection and like all of my statistics are great. I totally forgot what I was talking about. Other than well, okay, so merch is there to support the business. Patreon's there to support the business. The affiliate links are there to support the business. Actually, the affiliate links kind of like they don't do like if I had if I had 100,000 people ordering Total Boat, it might be okay. But like I like to have the affiliate links because at least I get you a little bit of discount on stuff that I use, especially Total Boat because I mean epoxy's super expensive. Um, I'm sorry, it says I'm unable to connect to chat, so I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can see what you guys are saying. Um, and this is acting a little wonky, so we may cut it after this. But basically, what I'm getting at is what where I get like my fulfillment from this is when people send me DMs and are like, "Hey man, you really helped me out of like a bad spot," or I was depressed and I saw your video on depression, or like I just got into woodworking and I felt like I didn't know what I was doing until I watched your videos and I realized that like if you're an idiot, then I'm a genius. That stuff, like that is what I mean. That's why I do what I do. Like granted, yes, I would like to eventually pay for more than just my supplies. But in the short term, that getting those DMs and those emails is much more satisfying than the very large salary I used to get for sitting on my bum staring at a computer all day. Now I'm going to address what I can see, and then I'm going to cut it because I can't see chat anymore for some reason. It just says unable to connect to chat. Please try later. I don't know how to fix that. Let's see if I got a. I don't even have a button. Let me see if I pop it out if it'll do it. Oh, no, not that one. Oh, cool. I think I can see it now. Okay, so let me go back. Go to a screwdriver in the mic. Derek, my wife, we just threw that one away. She's had that thing since grad school, and you know what? It served a purpose at one point. But I'm like, if you need something like hung on the wall now, I have, I have a garage full of tools for that. Um, for girls. So the funny thing is, like, I had somebody contact me and they asked me a question about the flag video, and I answered them, and they said that they use my video as a like a demo for like kids to teach them like beginning woodworking. Oh, that was really cool. I just like see to me, I'm like, I don't know if I'd be well. I don't know how old the kids are either, but I try not to be too raunchy. But you know how it is. I've spun twice. Grizzly, I feel like I've spun like 4 times. Um, thanks, Shadow. Are you stalking me now, man? Let's see. Oh wow, more stuff. Some work might pay off. Is take care of the bills. You don't feel gratified. Mile. I want to say Mike every time I see that. You're absolutely correct. I worked for over a decade in insurance and just hated every minute of it. And as much as sometimes, like especially, man, I'm old. I get up, body creaks. Got to stretch, we got stuff. So getting out of the shop isn't always the easiest, but this is the best time spent. Just do Friendswood. What are you doing in Friendswood? Let's see. So yeah, Mile, you're absolutely right. All right, Ian. And guys, I don't know what's going on, but I think I'm gonna cut it. I don't have it. Like unless anybody has like a last minute question, which I will totally answer. I just like the chat's being weird and I keep disconnecting. So, um, just you, I'm sorry that you just got here, but we've been having some technical difficulties this evening, and it's not even me this time. But I'm gonna give you guys like a couple of minutes for like some last minute questions, and then I'll be out of here. I am gonna tell you guys. Didn't mean to click out of that window. I am gonna tell you guys um, some people that you need to go watch if you're not. You need to go check out Ethan Carter. Ethan Carter Designs. He's my buddy. He does leather work. He's really good at it. If you guys have any, if you're interested in wood carving at all, like wood spirits and getting into like a lot of like hand carving, go check out. I'm trying to remember the name of his channel. Carving Fusion with Jordy. Um, he's a really good wood carver. He's his emails are long, but like a lot of good information on them. My email address is nick@builddadbuild.com. And Jordy is just a riot, dude. He's a good guy. Um, thanks, brother. Uh, I'm the beat. I know it's a typo. Let's see. And Wicked Makers. Go check out Wicked Makers. There's some other friends of mine, and they make. They're really into Halloween. They do some very cool stuff with like Arduinos, and they have like an X carve, and they have all these cool little things that I don't have. That so I like to watch them play with that stuff. All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate y'all, and I will here. Let me do a little refill from the infinity bottle to cheers you. All right. So cheers, salut, prost, and I'm out of here. Good night, guys. Maybe. Come on, button. All right. Later.